the EPS sports team at least once a year.
Yes, yes,
Or,
definitely.
or when Ryan
Looking
can't
forward
make it.
to it. You're right, exactly.
During football season. We are here at McKenzie Stadium for the annual Greater St. Helens League Track and Field Championships. 2 days of track and field coverage. We are on the air a little bit early. Our first running event is at 4 o'clock. On the air a little bit early. That will give us just time to shake out some of the audio and video technical bugs, and then we'll be on the air just right before 4 o'clock. So we'll step aside in just a minute here. It's not raining.
That's great. That is probably the most exciting news I heard, because last year it was, and it was nice and cold. So hopefully these guys they get to take advantage of the sun. It's a little warmer up here in the shade, but they're out there on the track where the sun's shining brightly. So hopefully we'll get some good times, and these kids will get to have a good time out here doing this.
I was down at the coaches meeting at 2 o'clock, and I've had multiple parents stop me not knowing who I am.
Right.
And two different parents and a coach, they all said the same thing. I am so glad it's not raining.
Yeah. And, that's a thing up here in this part of the world. And the fact that it's not raining and what it was doing just 2 days ago.
Yeah.
This is a blessing. So we're going to take advantage of it and have a good track meet, I hope.
Yeah. I've already talked with one coach about maybe talking to the kids about not having had to train in some heat
right.
all season long. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit warmer. I said
it is.
to the Camus coach, there will be more heat in the afternoon, just as the kids are running the 3,200 meters metric 2 mile. So,
and that's a race that's one of the few races where you like it to be a little cool.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, and tomorrow I believe they bookend tomorrow's events with the 3,200, boys on one side, girls on the other. But today we're going to get started, in just about 10 minutes or so with the girls 4x200 meter relay. Matt Griffin, Rodney Lawrence, going to step aside for a minute while we work on a few more technical things, and we will be back with the Greater St. Helens League Track and Field Championships. We are here. So here are the lane assignments for the 3A girls 4x200 meter relay. Prairie in lane 3, Heritage in lane 4, Kelso in lane 5, Mountain View in lane 6, and we are off and running.
All right, here we go. Clean start.
Look at the timing on that.
Perfect.
So tell me, Rodney, in this race, this is a race that they don't run all the way across the country. How long do they have to stay in their lanes?
First 2 handoffs, they'll have
Okay.
to stay in their lanes. And then on the back end, we see them coming down here in the front. They ought to see them cut in and run the inside. Looks like Stagger's made up pretty good here. Little struggles with the handoffs, but everybody seems to be clean handoffs. Everybody inside the exchange zone up to this point. Mountain View moving up real quick there. Nice run by the Mountain View athlete, who is now going to hand the baton off with Mountain View in first place.
Mountain View and Heritage getting the baton right about the same time.
Heritage is going to take the lead back over.
That's Heritage out front.
Nice strong run by the Heritage third leg. We'll see what happens here on leg 4 if Mountain View is going to be able to catch up to her. But it looks, by the looks of the way that Heritage athlete took off, I don't think they're going to be able to run her down.
It's about over.
Yeah. Heritage coming down the straight, strong finish here.
Dominant performance for those last two runners. I mean,
Yeah.
strong run all the way around, but those last two legs really did it for them. Mountain View in second. Right? Yeah, Mountain View in second.
Heritage came in with the fastest time of 1:49. Not able to see what the time is unofficially here. We'll find that out here in a little bit.
Yeah, you know, always technical limitations. You know,
Yeah.
when we're doing, I mean, you know this from our football broadcasts in the fall. We just try and improve one little thing each time.
There you go. There you go.
The one thing we haven't been able to crack the code on is how to get the automatic timing system into our video switcher. And it's, you know, every timing outfit, you know, automatic timing companies that come out, they all run a slightly different system, and so we're trying to figure that out. Timing today being provided by USA Track and Field Oregon, and so as soon as they've got the USA Track and Field imprint on it, you know these guys really know their stuff.
Yeah.
So
these times are going to be clean and they're going to be good.
Yeah, so, you know, they've got their automatic timing set up. The gun, the starter's pistol is connected to an electronic device that will send the signal instantly through radio waves down to their automatic timing computers. And then they've got an instant replay photo finish camera right at the start. So we are bringing on the second event. This is the 4A 4x200 meter relay group. And then we can take a look at the lane assignments for this one. 4A girls 4x200. This will be Skyview in lane 3, Camas in lane 4, Union in lane 5, Battleground in lane 6. So for this event, the best lane will go to the team with the fastest seed time.
Yeah.
So that is Camas with a time of 1:47.51.
Now, Union actually holds the record in this race for 4A at 1:37.89. So
does it say what year that was set, Rodney?
let's see here.
Because I think we saw that one.
Yeah, I
and
think we did.
It was smoking
I recognize
fast.
the names. Yeah, Meriwether.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was going to
both-
say there's going to be some Meriwether
Yeah,
kids
both
in
of them were on. Yeah, we remember. Yeah, we watched that one. So they do hold that record right now.
And I think
Based on the seed times, it doesn't look like that record's in jeopardy in this particular race.
And if I seem to recall, I think a couple of the Meriwether sisters ended up at Arkansas or
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
I think you're right. Yeah, they went back south somewhere.
Big track schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rodney and I are calling up our athletic.net
Right.
on our phones because the Wi-Fi here not perfect. I say it's not perfect. Our Wi-Fi is great, but they've got it locked down, so people can't mess with it.
There you go. Better commentary there.
Yeah. Rodney works in IT. He knows this stuff.
Well, seed times keeps this a pretty close race. Like you said, Cam is coming in with the fastest time, but the next fastest not too far off is Union with the 1:51. So baton handoffs and just how prepared they are for this race can determine who actually comes across first today.
Yep. And given the way, this meet runs, these are all finals.
Yeah.
There's no qualifying races, so that's what's fun about it. We get to know who's going to be a district champion right away.
Right. Nobody's saving anything for the for the finals. This is all all for nothing, all for everything, I should say.
Not gonna happen again. Bye. See ya. Bye. Good job, Izzy.
Got a white flag from the starter's tent, means we're ready to go.
Starter's pistols in the air. Clean start. Everybody pretty even coming out of that first turn. No staggers in jeopardy early here.
Yeah, pretty even first leg.
Yep. Here's where the stagger's made up. Cleanly see it. Battlegrounds hanging tough.
Yeah, it looked like Battleground might have been first to that first
Yeah,
exchange.
they were out of that first exchange. Union does a good job coming in here. Right off the top, that's Camus. Now in first place. That baton will be handed off in first place. Union and Battleground pretty much get it at the same time. Camus with the big lead right now. Skyview moving up, trying to get out of last place.
Boy, that's a real battle for second right here.
Sure is.
Final exchange.
Camus way out in front. Looks like Union got the baton in second place, but taken over quickly.
Oh, real battle for second.
Skyview just closing. I don't know if she's going to have enough real estate to get there, but she's giving it her all.
Well, and she was trying to sneak in on the inside there and not.
Union second, Skyview third. Battleground brings up the rear. Good run there by both teams, or all three teams, we should say, or four teams.
So as we've done every year, we'll be bringing event winners up here into the winner circle. We're a little short on camera operators today, so we're just going to make it work, and I hope everybody will give me a little bit of grace as we we figure out how to get as many event winners on the air as quickly as possible.
Yes.
To tell you about their events. Okay, I think I finally got my phone set up so I can tell you what everybody ran last year. We are about 10 minutes away from our next event, so we might have to step away for a minute as people, you know, and once we get going here,
it'll get moving.
It'll get moving.
Yeah, we'll be all right here.
What we're doing right now is the next event on the track will be the boys 3A 1,600 meter run, and that is in about 10 minutes. The one thing with these track meets, they can run late, but they can't run early.
Yes, exactly.
Because the kids will have, you know, their order of events, and they know when they need to show up at the officials' tent to check in. So they're not going to ever run early.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Scott there that I got a bum knee, or another bum knee. It's a long story, trust me. But they have promised to bring up winners as they come them, as they get them.
Yes.
And so Rodney and I are just going to run through. So I'll start, you take over.
Okay.
And we'll get some of these kids up here to talk with us in the winner's circle as the meet gets underway. But want to congratulate Skylar Fredrickson of Battleground, who won the girls 4A shot put with a throw of 32.5 and a half Taryn Watchnick of Camas, second place, 32-2. And Claire Moss, Battleground, with a throw of 31.
Oh, good job there. And the race we just saw a little bit earlier, this is the women's 200, 4x200 3A. Heritage obviously took the win there with a time of a 147.89, which isn't that far off what their seed time is. So
They're 147?
Yes, 147.89.
That's a full 2 seconds faster than their seat time.
There
so
you go.
That might be a new one, season best for them.
Might be a PR for them. Mountain View comes in with 152, Prairie 157, and Kelso with a 158.
In the boys, 3A javelin, Cash Cook with a throw of 170 feet 1 inch. Okay, he just crushed it. Cash Cook, 170 feet 1 inch, almost 23 feet further than our second place finisher, Winston Stark Schaefer from Heritage, 147 feet 3 inches, followed very closely by Kyle McCreary from Kelso, a throw of 146 feet.
And here for the men's triple jump 3A, it starts with Heritage with Drayden Stark Schaefer with a 42.04. Jonathan Holland Pratt with a 40.04. Prairie's Damon Clark with a 39.9. Dylan Huber from Mountain View with a 39.5. So there's a closer one right there.
Brashari White.
Yes, Brashari White from Prairie, 38.1. E.J. English from Evergreen, 37.10. Judd Beck from Kelso, 37.4. Brody Dieter from Kelso, 37.4. There's a tie there at the home team. And Kevin Garcia from Prairie with a 36.6.
Real quick, I'm going to give you the winners of the boys 4A javelin. Jared, this is an all Camas top three. Jared Williams, 161 and 5 inches. Ethan Linerud, 159 feet 9 inches, and Austin Fuqua with a throw of 151 feet even. And then before Rodney takes over, you've got one more.
Yep, I sure do.
Okay, I'm going to give you the 3A girls shot put winners. Joden Robarge from Kelso, 35 feet 2.5 inches. Josie Sakio Devine with a throw of 32 feet 11 3/4. And again from Kelso, 1, 2, 3, Lucy Cosa with a throw of 32 feet 2 inches. What you got, Rodney?
The last one here of the events that come in so far, this is the women's javelin throw, 3A. Kelso starting it here with an Ellie Treadway with 115 feet. Emma Field from Heritage, 112.4. Ellie Moore from Kelso with a 94.4. McKenna Gamby from Mountain View with a 94.2. I know that name, McKenna. She was a great volleyball player for them. And actually got a scholarship to go play beach volleyball down in San Diego. So she's doing real well. Nice athlete. I digress, so we'll get back to this here. From Kelso, 5th place, Isabella Moe with a 92.10. Addison Hislop from Kelso with a 90.7. Kyra Sanders also from Kelso, 87.7. And an Ali Heredado Gutierrez from Heritage with an 87.7. And that's Kyler Gromelski from Heritage with a 85.9.
Okay, we're going to step aside just for a moment here as we get ready for our next event. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. All right, we have on the track the guys who are running in the, oh, my battery on my monitor died, Wade, but you can throw up the graphic there and I'll tell you who's in this race. Mohit Khan from Evergreen, Jake Beck from Kelso, Ethan Peterson from Prairie, Luke Twist from Evergreen, Aiden Walker from Prairie, Dakota Hufek from Prairie, Will Cheslock from Kelso, Tommy Wise from Prairie, Ethan McKell from Prairie, Spencer Hoyt from Prairie, Owen Gallagher from Kelso, Aiden Kozasek from Evergreen, and Isaac Miller from Evergreen. And clean start, and we are underway for the boys' 3A 1,600-meter run.
State record on this race here for the 3A boys in Washington is 4:04.
I ran
a fast race.
I ran about 4:10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my very fastest in college. That's unreal. What I was looking at last year's results. Okay, in 11th place last year, Mohit Khan from Evergreen,
who now comes in with the
5:03.
fastest seating time.
Yeah.
At 4:34.
Yeah, so this sophomore, he was a freshman last year. This sophomore has done a lot of training, I think.
Yeah, he sure has.
to drop 30-some seconds off his time. And there he is out front, Mohit Khan from Evergreen. That's another reason why I want to be able to eventually get some of the, automatic timing into our switchers, because, we don't see these kids all year long. We're not always sure, especially in the distance races, who we're looking at from what team. We can just make some assumptions based on their seed times.
Right.
But I believe that's Jake Beck from Kelso up there somewhere.
Yeah. To be in the top four, it looks like the Prairie runner, Ethan Pedersen, might be the one who's running there in second place behind Khan.
And last year, this race was won in 4:37. Great runner who won the district title several times over, Cameron Madison. I think he went on to run for the University of Washington or Washington State.
I think you're right.
But
So
way out
Prairie
front.
now in second and third here. Khan pulling away with a nice, comfortable lead.
The wind started going pretty strong there by the 4x200s.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's a lot calmer down on
Down
the
on
track.
the track,
level
yeah. I think the wind's
than
up
it is
here
up
with us,
here.
yeah. Because the flag's not flying at all out there.
All right, this is Mohit Khan coming into the home stretch, getting ready for the bell lap.
Got about a 40-meter lead on second place. So he's out there by a lot. Looks like this might be Luke Twist from Evergreen, who's now just positioned himself in second and seemed to have put on some kind of kick here.
Yeah, Luke Twist with a big move. He took sixth place in this race last year, and he saved up a lot for that last lap.
Yeah,
looks
he did.
like.
He did.
Trying to close on his teammate here. I don't know that there's going to be enough. It's kind of hard to run out front like that the whole race and then suddenly have your teammate right behind you.
Yeah.
So Evergreen 1 and 2 coming into the home stretch.
Looks like Con and Twist going to come in here first and second. Prairie in third. Nobody's going to catch anybody, so Evergreen takes 1 and 2. Prairie kicks 3 and 4.
Absolutely commanding run from Evergreen. So we'll see if we can get some of these athletes to come up to the winner's circle after a little bit. Gonna step away for just a second. I'm gonna go find another battery for this monitor so we can see what we're doing here. So here are the participants in the boys 4A 1600. Cohen Butler from Camas, Bradley Harris from Union. I love this guy's name, Lord King Nanabaduwea from Battleground.
Right.
I just saw that, I'm like, that's an awesome name. Sabin Kotsovos from Union, Samuel Pollack from Skyview, Andrew Helt, Jaden Jones from Camas, Marco Solari and Hiram Lacker from Union, Max Merrifield, Cameron Ryder from Camas, Enzo Solari from Union, Sterling Sutton, and Soren Matson from Battleground. And they are off. Look at the timing on that.
Yes,
it's like
clean
I'm a pro.
start. Perfect. You act like you've done this before.
No. Fastest seat time, of course, the first name I mentioned, Cohen Butler from Camas with a seat time of 4:21.98, followed very closely by Bradley Harris with a time of 4:22.88. Runners from Camas and Union. The one thing I make these graphics the day before. The one thing I'm not able to do on the fly is if someone scratches because of an injury or some other emergency, I'm not able to remove them from the graphic. So just trust me when I made a good faith effort
to
get the names as they were presented to me.
All right, still a nice little tight bunch as they come around here down this stretch for lap 1.
Camas with a long history of distance running dominance.
Yes, they have.
Last year, they, in this event,
Battleground and Camas.
1 through 4 last year.
Yeah.
And it was won by James Puffer, a senior, in a time of 4:26 and change. And I see the seed times. There's 2 people in this race right now with faster seed times than that. So I think we're going to have a pretty impressive race.
Yeah,
here.
we should. You should. The state record here is 4:05, and it's been a record that's held for a while since 2009. So
not many high schoolers
can get that low. That's
low.
Some running. That's some running.
I mean, it was news the other day, and I didn't follow through to find out what happened. But when you can get a high schooler that can run a sub 4-minute mile, it's big news. And there was a high schooler from somewhere, I just don't remember where, who had announced that he was going to make a sub 4-minute mile attempt. Maybe tomorrow I'll tell you if he was successful.
Tell us who it is. Some more research.
Yeah.
All right, so the top 5 have pulled away from the pack here a little bit.
And that really does look like Owen Butler, Bradley Harris, and Lord King Nanu Badawea.
Yeah, it does.
Just like they lined up in their seed times. And there it is, Cohen Butler really running a really strong third lap.
Yeah, looks real comfortable. Nice stride. Seems to be comfortable, just kind of sitting in there. Bradley Harris, looks like that's settled in right there behind him.
Okay, that was a really fast
third
lap, so let's see who's got it ready, something in the tank for this bell lap.
Seems to be a little battle there for third place.
And again, this was the same folks who came in with the fastest seed times, we're pretty sure. Cohen Butler from Camas out front, Bradley Harris from Union in second, and Lord King Nanu Badawea from Battleground in third.
Well, he just got overtaken.
Just passed.
Yep, he just got passed. I do believe that is.
Is that Saban Kotsovos?
That's
from
what it looks
Union?
like. That could possibly be him. I'd love to be able to see the splits on this race here. It looks like this lap might have been faster than the third lap.
Cohen Butler with an absolutely dominant performance those last 2 laps.
And he comes across comfortably first place. Union second, Union third.
So that was Bradley Harris in second and Saban Kotsovos in third. So again, 4:26 was the winning time last year. I think they were well under that.
Yeah, I agree. That looked pretty fast to me too as well.
All right, so we're going to have to stop down for a couple more minutes. We've got, and this is a bigger gap between this race and the next race because we've got to get hurdles on the track, and that takes some doing. So they're going to be setting up for the 4 sections of hurdles coming up. So we're going to step aside, and we will be back in a couple minutes. All right, we are waiting for the start of the boys 3A 110-meter hurdles. Red flags, I think they're working on some timing issues. No, I just saw a white flag. So we may be close to running this race. So let's take a look at our lane assignments for the boys 3A 110-meter hurdles. Bentley Jacobs from Kelso in lane 1, Daniel Alvarez from Heritage in lane 2, Luke Melvin from Heritage in lane 3, Silas Watkins from Kelso in lane 4, Jude Beck from Kelso in lane 5, Nolan Matheson from Mountain View in lane 6, Brandon Thomas Jr. from Kelso in lane 7, Abraham Romero from Heritage in lane 8, and Jaden Pongfila Phoenician from Prairie in lane 9. The fastest seed times in this will be placed in lanes 4 and 5. So your fastest seed time is Silas Watkins with a time of 16.24, Jude Beck from Kelso with a time of 16.44.
And they're got
off.
a clean start.
And there they are as expected in lanes 4 and 5. The fellas from Kelso.
Oh, we had a big stumble there. He lost his balance. And he lost his ability to get first place there. Stumbled on that second to the last hurdle.
So it looks like Jude Beck overtook his teammate there at the finish.
Yeah, caught his heel right there on that hurdle.
Last year, and probably several years before, the absolutely astounding hurdler from Mountain View won this race, Kyle Chen.
Yeah.
That's a name you and I will recall because he was an absolutely astoundingly good hurdler.
Yeah, he sure was. He sure was. Washington's record in this is an old one, 1987. A Cecil Boyd from Rainier Beach, 13.86.
I was going to guess something just below 14.
Yep.
Yeah. So next up on the track will be the boys 4A 110-meter hurdles. We'll take a look at those lane assignments now. Aiden Anderson in lane 1. From Camas, Tobias Chappell from Union in lane 2, Calvin Hubbard from Battleground in lane 3, Max Ensinger from Camas in lane 4, Cody Young in lane 5, his teammate from Camas, Marshall Binderwald from Union in lane 6, Caden Poston from Battleground in lane 7, Alexander Sederstrom from Skyview in lane 8, and Gabriel Kilgrass from Union in lane 9. Again, fastest seed times will be in lanes 4 and 5. Max Ensinger with a time of 15.13. That's pretty darn fast. And Cody Young, 15.68. Yeah, we were talking about how the state record was just below 14.
Yeah.
Matt Ensinger with a good race today could run just below 15.
Yeah, he sure could. Sure could. The wind looks like it's blowing across the track a little bit, so that's not going to be in his face as he goes through it. 4A boys state record is 13.74. Now that record was just set just last year by an athlete out there in Skillicum back in 2023. So just last year that record was broken. 13.74. That's a big one.
Keeping in mind here, Max Ensinger from Camas won this race last year in a time of 15.61. His seed time today, 15.13. So he's run a half second faster
he sure has.
this year. He is a senior, so this will be his last rodeo. I mean, you know, he can go on to post-league competition, of course, but this will be his last appearance at the in the 110-meter hurdles for the Greater St. Helens League in any case.
This is always an interesting race. I mean, you got to run it clean. You can't hit any hurdles, or you could lose it.
Yeah.
Even if you're supposed to be the number one guy out here. We saw that just a few minutes ago in the 3A race. Get that second to the last hurdle, and his buddy took him over, and he took second.
Yeah, it's such a short race.
Yeah.
You know, the 100 meters is already very short, and then you add the added complication of trying to go over hurdles in what 3 steps, 4
Yeah,
steps?
three. If they're running it right, it's 3.
Yeah.
Got the white flag.
So the boys run 10 meters further than the girls. So
Yes.
this is 110 meter hurdles for the boys. They shorten it by 10 meters for the girls.
There'll be a little transition for the girls. They'll have to move the hurdles again.
They'll move them back a little bit, or do they move them forward?
They're moving forward.
Move them forward a little bit and then drop them down a
Yep.
couple notches so they're a little shorter. So again, lanes to watch, 4 and 5. Max Ensinger and Cody Young, the teammates from Camas, right there in the center of your screen.
Clean start.
Max Ensinger.
He came
First
out
over the
right
first-
away. Good job. Here comes Battleground up on the outside. Takes second place, and we got a close there for second. As the Battleground athlete does a good job to come up there and take it from him.
That was
Calvin Hubert.
Yep. And he had the third fastest seat time coming in. So absolutely fantastic race there. Another district championship for Max Ensinger from Camas High School. Congratulations. We're going to step aside for just a couple of minutes while they move the hurdles up and then drop them down a couple notches. We've got the hurdles crew out there, and we'll be back on track for the girls 3A 100-meter hurdles. We'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, we are just about ready for the start of the girls 3A 100-meter hurdles. Let's look at the lane assignments. Samay Johnson from Heritage in lane 1, Alexandra Opry from Heritage in lane 2, Evelyn Vasquez Gonzalez from Evergreen in lane 3, Avery Ness from Kelso in lane 4, Audrey Dazan from Mountain View in lane 5, Ellie Treadway from Kelso in lane 6, McKay Nestival from Kelso in lane 7, Abby Buck from Prairie in lane 8, and Ellie Huber from Mountain View in lane 9. And I think we just got the white flag from the starters tent, so we are just about ready to start. Fastest seat times again, in lanes 4 and 5, Avery Ness from Kelso and Audrey Dazan from Mountain View in lane 5. 17.42 is Avery Ness with the fastest seat time from Kelso. You'll see her there in lane 4 in the yellow jersey, and then Audrey Dazan in the blue jersey, of course, from Mountain View with a seat time of 17.71. Same 3 steps, Rodney, for the girls?
Same 3. You might see 4 with the girls. I would imagine the ones right there in lanes 4 and 5, they will probably 3-step it. But you'll see a lot of them 4-step. It's easy to tell up here because they'll alternate legs.
Okay.
You'll see them alternate legs if they're 4-step it. And then we got a clean start here. Yeah, and just, you know, the 2 in the front, they
and that is a battle.
It sure is.
They traded the lead.
One's using 5 steps on. She went and got the Mountain View girl who was 3-stepping it. Good run there by Kelso.
Yeah, they traded the lead right there at the 3rd and 4th hurdles.
Yeah, they
and,
sure did.
It sure looked like Audrey Dazan could do it, and then you said she may have added another step in there.
She was putting them down and picking them up a lot quicker in between the hurdles. Mountain View's athlete, she 3-stepped it. The other girl just sprinted through them.
Yeah.
And just got to the finish line a whole lot quicker.
So congratulations to Avery Ness from Kelso, the 3A champion for the girls 100-meter hurdles. And I'm going to look 1 second real quick here.
So the state record for the girls is a 13:88 in the 100-meter hurdles for the 3A.
I'm going to pull up last year's results in 3A. And I don't see Avery Ness in there. That last year was won by another great hurdler whose name you will remember, Josie Settle.
Oh, yes.
From Kelso.
Uh-huh.
She won multiple district championships in both the 100 and the 300-meter hurdles. Great athlete. So we are just a minute or so away. Well, I don't see them down there. Do you see the 4A girls down there?
Looks like they might just be, they're just coming out of the tent, hanging out about the 30-yard line right now.
Again, Matt Griffin and Rodney Lawrence here for day 1 of the Greater St. Helens League Track and Field Championships. Thanks for coming out, Rodney.
Hey, no problem at all, man. I always look forward to doing this with you.
There was one year where you couldn't make it, and you know what that was? Was that the day it was they, because of COVID, they did it all in one day.
Yeah, that's right.
And I had to talk
right.
for 8 hours straight.
That's right.
I was dying,
I
and you
remember
couldn't
that.
make it. I wasn't unkind when I was muttering about you.
Right. Oh, okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
But those of you familiar with EPS Sports, Rodney's our longtime football and basketball announcer, and then he told me he knows how to call volleyball games too. So we're gonna
A little bit. Yeah, that's fun.
We're gonna give him a little extra work next year.
We'll see how that plays out.
Because I do not know how to call volleyball games. I know you're only supposed to touch the ball 3 times and then send it over.
And send it over, yeah.
But
yeah. That's pretty much the gist of it.
That's my knowledge of volleyball. and don't tap it twice. Okay.
Okay, they have the athletes down there.
So
Just
Wade,
left the tent and they're heading
if
over
you've
there.
got the graphics, since they're headed down to the start line, why don't we give you the lane assignments a little early so we're not so rushed? Here's the 4A girls 100-meter hurdles. Catherine Sittler from Camas, Audrey Joner from Battleground. Gabriella Thompson is there in lane 3. Fastest seed time will be Leilani Mays from Union. Cameron Motson will have the second fastest seed time from Skyview in lane 5. Lucy White, Camas from in lane 6. Julia Stifler from Battleground in lane 7. Molly Malone from Skyview in lane 8. And Angelina Saunders from Skyview in lane 9.
And like I mentioned earlier, the state championship on this one is a 14-10. Athlete out there at Skyline High School.
Pulling up my results from last year and see if we can compare and contrast. Let's see. Yeah, so we do have Gabriella Thompson, who is in lane 3, although, yep, see, I told you about scratches.
So it looks
like Gabriella Thompson has scratched. She placed 3rd last year. And let's see, the fastest seed time this year is Leilani Mays from Union, and I don't see her in the results from last year, so I'm not sure if she's just coming up or if she's a freshman.
Oh, we had a little spill here on the, they always try to explode out of the, kind of get their starts. Looks like we had an athlete get hurt practicing, so we'll see if we have another scratch. I can't see who it is from way down here, but got a few people hanging around her, seeing if she's going to be okay. Hope that's not Leilani Mays.
It does look like a Union athlete,
it does.
Doesn't it? Well, that would be an absolute bummer.
Yeah, it sure would be.
To put it mildly, to hurt yourself running
Just
some
warming
practice
up.
hurdles.
Yep.
Yeah. So she's up.
Well, she's walking.
Little
She's
gender.
got a big limp. We'll see if she's going to get in there and try it anyway.
Looks like she's got that left ankle wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to tell from this distance. We're on the opposite side of the track. Rodney and I are situated just above the finish line, just about 100 meters away from the start.
That is Leilani Mays.
And she's back up there.
Yep.
Back in lane 4, right?
Yep. Looks like it.
And you know what? I was mistaken when I said there was a lane 3 scratch. I now see that athlete in lane 3. Didn't realize that they were practicing their starts.
Yeah.
So it looks like we do have a full field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've got everybody out there. So my apologies to Gabriella Thompson.
Yes.
Camas. So she's back in there. I spoke a little too early. Lots to take in.
All right, moving
Getting into
the
their
blocks.
Yeah. It's getting warmer up here.
It
a
is.
little bit.
The wind's died down a little bit.
Rodney and I were out there like a lizard on a rock, standing out in the sun. It was cold up here. Clean start. Leilani Mays to the first hurdle.
She's getting challenged there right beside her.
Neck and neck.
Not running like that ankle's bothering her right now. We'll see if she can pull it out at the end. And we have got a nice little photo finish. Limp shows up again after she crosses the finish line, but I tell you what, that was all adrenaline right there.
Looks like she got a little limp there, but that was Leilani Mays.
That is Cameron Watson right there. That,
from Skyview.
Gave her a battle there for first place. We'll have to, that was too close to call from up here. We'll see what AccuTrack
Yeah, we're going to have to
wait.
Waiting for our result sheets to come up here. And again, another reason why I'd like to, figure out a way to get their camera into ours.
Yeah,
because,
that'd be nice.
Man, that was as close a finish as I've ever seen.
Yeah. All right, the big race now, the 100 meters.
Take
it's
us
always a fun race to watch.
Couple minutes to get the hurdles off the track, hurdle crew. That'll be our last view of hurdles for today. We don't run 2 hurdle races in a day, so the 300-meter hurdles will run tomorrow.
Okay, so the 3A boys 100-meter record is a 10.35 from all the way back in 1997.
That was a good year.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm talking about. So let's see what our meet time is. It's about 5:07. This race is not scheduled to start
15
for about 8-9 minutes. So we're going to step aside for just a second, and we will be right back with our coverage of day 1 of the Greater St. Helens League Track and Field Championships. All right, we have on the track the participants in the boys 3A 100-meter run. Let's take a look at our lane assignments. Tommy Vick from Prairie in lane 1. Dylan Huber from Mountain View in lane 2. His teammates, Ryan Wood and Dominic McNeil in lanes 3 and 4. Solomon Ogbiama from Prairie in lane 5. James Bethune from Evergreen in lane 6. Trevin Roller from Kelso in lane 7. Aiden Richmond from Kelso in lane 8. And Aiden Mintonnier from Kelso in lane 9. My apologies if some of my pronunciations were off. I thought I recognized a couple names there from football season, Rodney. But,
Yeah, you did.
But you might correct me there.
Bethune was one of them.
Yep, James Bethune
Yep.
from Evergreen. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep. And Ogbiama might be a football athlete as well. Not for certain, but so many of our athletes, are running.
Yeah,
are
track.
doing
one,
2 and 3 sports.
Exactly. Exactly.
And here in Evergreen, we've had some changes because of some budget constraints, with some athletic director duties shifting. But this is our first year under, the new way of doing things, and
Yeah.
so
Running pretty smooth so far.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going to find a way to make it work. And it really, it really makes a difference that the automatic timing is being provided by USA Track and Field Oregon. And
Yeah.
again, anytime you have USA Track and Field attached to it, these guys are certified.
Yep.
In order to be an event judge or a starter or a finish line operator, you have to be certified.
Certified, yep. We're not pulling people out of the stands for this one.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're in my day. You had to find 9 people with a stopwatch, right?
Exactly. And you went by the smoke, not the sound.
So, again, lanes 4 and 5 will be your fastest seed times. And this is 3A 100 meters. I'm going to make sure I'm looking at the right race. And so Dominic McNeil and Solomon Ogbayama from Prairie, both with the same seed time of 11.24.
This ought to be a pretty, the top 4 ought to be a pretty close race based on these times we see here.
Yeah.
This could be anybody's race. It's going to definitely be about who gets out of the starting blocks and is able to transition down the track here. Use all 4 of the phases of sprint technology, if you will, and see who's going to win this one.
Every last one of these seat times are within just hundredths of a second.
Yeah, they are.
So it's going to be real close race, all the way across. Yeah, just 0.3 of a second difference between, the first seed time and the last seed time.
Yep.
So this is anybody's race.
Start. And Prairie and Evergreen.
Look like lane
First and
5,
second.
5, 6, and then 4, right? No, Solomon Ogbayama in lane 5 from Prairie
James Bethune looks like
in
he
second,
got it in second.
and it looked like
That was McNeil who came
McNeil in
third.
lane 3rd. Yes.
Good start there for the Prairie athlete, Solomon. He got out of there quick, and nobody was able to pull on him. Bethune was moving a little bit, but once he got to about 70 meters, he he kind of froze there. He wasn't going to get him.
Yeah, Solomon's first 20 meters was just quick.
He was out.
There he is right there. That's a good shot from our camera operator. All right, we've got him on the track already. Let's take a look at the lane assignments for the boys 4A 100-meter run. Chase Lofton from Union in lane 1. Dominic Anderson from Camas in lane 2. Ben Halid from Union in lane 3. Jack McDonald with the fastest seed time from Camas in lane 4. Eric Botnan from Skyview in lane 5. Gabe Tobiasen from Skyview in lane 6. Ahmad Ames from Skyview in lane 7. Ian Ebinger from Battleground in lane 8. And Kellen Brown from Union in lane 9. So these 4A times, the top seed time, a good bit faster than our boys 3A top seed. Not always the case, but Jack McDonald with a time of 11.03, followed by Eric Botnan from Skyview with a time of 11.09. So again, take a look at lanes 4 and 5, and then also throw into the mix there Ben Halid from Union in lane 3. So we'll see what we got here.
Well, the way the flag's blowing, if they do go sub 11, whether or not this race is win-aided might be something that they might have to take into consideration here too.
Right. Yeah, it does look like it's blowing straight down the track at their backs.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just glad it's not raining.
Yeah. This is a nice day for running track in the Pacific Northwest. Probably about 60 degrees down there on the track.
And yeah, that wind is really blowing straight down the straightaway.
Yep.
So they're going to have wind at their backs the entire time. This is going to be a fast race.
Clean start.
Jack McDonald in lane 4.
And he leads.
And that did look like it was really close to the seat time. It looked like Jack McDonald took it. Eric Botnan from Skyview second, and I think that was Ben Halid
Yep. You got that
in
right.
third. The girls 100 hurdles has already happened.
Or like the results.
Oh, sorry. They're posted right there on the wall.
There you go.
Sorry, Wade. I was answering a question. I didn't tell you to bring my mic down. I'm just being helpful.
There you go. There you go.
Sorry. We had a young lady asking if I knew the time for the hurdles. I said they've already happened. You missed it. Were you supposed to be there?
Right.
No, she was asking if we had the final results, and so we pointed her in the right direction. So we will be, okay, I see them walking out onto the track, so why don't we take a look at our lane assignments coming up for the girls 3A 100-meter run. Julia Ogbayama, I bet you that's her brother who just ran.
Yeah,
from Prairie, from 1. Not a very common name. Ella Risner from Kelso in lane 2. Michaela Lawrence from Heritage in lane 3. Zamora Frazier from Mountain View in lane 4. Lucy Cunningham from Heritage in lane 5, Brandy Marshall from Mountain View in lane 6, Mallory Davenport from Heritage in lane 7, Abigail Mendoza from Prairie in lane 8, and Ellie Moore from Kelso in lane 9.
There's somebody with my namesake. I know who that Michaela Lawrence girl is. She is definitely in lane 4, isn't she? Let me see here. I remember watching that young lady in middle school, and
Yes, lane 3.
She left everybody. She's only a freshman if we're talking about the same person.
But no relation.
No relation to me, no.
Okay.
She shares my daughter's entire name. They spell it differently. But,
full disclosure.
Yeah. Now, she's only a freshman, and she's running a 12.95.
Well, then I saw the name, and I was thinking about you, but I was like, nope,
That's
different
not
school.
Mine. That's not mine, yeah. Zamora Frazier coming in with a 12.5 from Mountain View. This is this young lady. If this is the Michaela Lawrence, I believe it is. This young lady is going to be something to watch for the next 3 years down here.
And you said she's only a sophomore?
Freshman.
Freshman.
Yes,
Okay.
I do believe she's a freshman.
Yeah, so she would have, being in lane 3, she would have the third fastest seed time of a 12.95. Zamora Frazier, 12.5. And I believe it's, the name's cut off here. I believe it's Lucy Cunningham from Heritage with a time of 12.88 coming into this race. Let me see if I can call up on my phone where we were last year in the girls 3A 100. Whoops, wrong race.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's her. I see her actually over here on the 4x100, and they have her running anchor.
Yeah. So Zamora Frazier is only a sophomore herself. She won this race last year with a time of 12.79.
Oh, okay. So we got some interesting track for the next couple of years down here in the area.
Some young competitors who are really fast. That's always fun to watch. Watch them progress from year to year.
All right, in the blocks. Gun is up, clean start. Michaela Lawrence is gonna go ahead and take this as she cuts out Frazier. I knew she was gonna be something to pay attention to.
Only a freshman.
Yep, only a freshman.
So that is always something fun to watch as well.
It sure is.
A young lady who's won a district title just as a freshman. And so, like you said, that bodes well for the future.
Yeah, and she's pretty excited and well-deserved as a freshman to come out here and do that.
Zamora Frazier, who won last year in second place. Nothing to sneeze at. We were talking about that photo finish hurdles race.
Yes.
Right. It was Leilani Mays. Get this, 15.61. Second place, Cameron Watson, Skyview, 15.62.
There you go. Yeah, it was
So
that close.
that's as close as it gets. And I believe, with the photo finish, they can get down
Yeah, they can.
even closer, but that was definitely a photo finish, but they gave it to Leilani Mays, 15.61.
Good race. Nice run there.
All right, they're on the track, so let's take a look at our lane assignments for the girls for a 100 meters. Eviana Rudolph from Union in lane 1. Lauren Cush from Camas in lane 2. Kahulani Miles from Union from lane 3. My apologies, Ms. Miles. On the pronunciation of your name, Leilani Mays from Union in lane 4, Savannah Garden from Camas in lane 5, Kennedy Bibbins from Union in lane 6, Malia Ephraim from Camas in lane 7, Mayle Yancey from Camas in lane 8, and Chloe Sanchez from Union in lane 9.
Now, Leilani, she was the one who just was limping real hard off the last hurdle race, so.
Is she out there?
That's what I'm looking to see.
Yeah, they're practicing their start, so we'll see. Because, yeah, she was down on the track being tended to by a trainer for a good number of minutes. So let's see if she was able to get back out on the track.
Right now, lane 4 does look like it is empty. That would be her lane assignment. I don't see her out there, so she may have. That's a shame that she had to scratch this.
Tough
with the
break, yeah.
Because she was coming into this with the fastest seed time at 12:55.
Yep, that lane is empty. I have it in our production booth. Interested to know if tomorrow, she had plans to run the 200, perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then I'm looking here 1 second.
So with Mays out of the mix here, scratching, and we're assuming due to that ankle injury that we saw, it makes Savannah Garden from Camas with the fastest seed for it with a 12:75.
You know what? That was not enough for a false start, but there was a little bobble at the start line. So it looks like he's just going to bring everybody up out of the blocks and do it again. Like I said, a little bobble. Yeah, but it wasn't enough to bring anybody across the start line, so he's going to...
Sometimes if they take a little too long to settle in, he'll stand them back up.
Yeah.
You don't get kind of tight in the blocks.
So with Leilani Mays out, take a look at lanes 3, 5, and 6. So those will be your next fastest seed times.
Guns up. Clean start. Garden from Camas.
Yep.
Coming right down the middle of the tracks, pulling away from everybody. And she's going to come back with a clean finish in first place. Like second and third, a little muddled. They came across close.
From my vantage point, it was Kennedy Bibbins from Union in second, and Kaholani Miles from Union in third, I believe. My apologies if I called that wrong, but a lot to look at. All right, so we have a couple minutes before our next race, so we'll stop down for a couple minutes, and we will be back with a couple heats of the girls' 1,600-meter run. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Have the girls. We have the 3A girls 1,600 meter run on the track. Let's try and give you the participants real quick. Margarita Mahay from Heritage. Evelyn Vasquez Gonzalez from Evergreen, Sadie Shershur from Kelso, Zoe Jensen from Prairie, Claire Rogge from Evergreen, Lauren Adams from Mountain View, Skylar Dops from Mountain View, Mia Hasselblad from Prairie, Jaden Kahn from Prairie, Delia Austin from Prairie, Morgan Gedry, Mountain View, Willow Branch Flower from Prairie, and Valerie Salcedo from Evergreen. This was the one I was so excited about, Margarita Mahay.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, I think it was the 800 meters, she won it.
Mm-hmm.
It was either this race or the 1,600, and I interviewed her after the race, and I said, congratulations on your victory. How has your training been going?
Uh-huh.
And she says to me, well, I've only been running for 3 weeks.
Oh, that's right.
And so I ended up doing a story with her,
Mm-hmm.
and her coach said she was just being a little spitfire during PE class, and said, okay, go run another lap,
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like the Energizer Bunny and says, you need to come out for track. And so with 3 weeks training, she won one district championship and took second place in another. So she has the fastest seed time in this race with a time of 5:21. So look at Margarita out there in front.
Already.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite stories from last year.
I've only been running for 3 weeks. Wow.
Yeah, and her coach, who is a former distance runner, when I went to talk with her, said, she knew she had something, but those first 2 races, so 3 weeks of running, she ran 3 races, including the district championship. Got out there in those first 2 races, and she said, slow down. You have 3 more laps to go.
Yeah.
And so she said there wasn't a lot of time to teach race strategy.
Yeah, right.
But that whole lead pack of five girls running a pretty even pace.
Yeah.
In the mix there is Evelyn Vasquez Gonzalez with the second fastest seed time of 5:29. So now Margarita has 1 entire season and 3 races of training under her belt.
Well, here's a quick little move here. By one of the Prairie athletes. That might be Zoe Jensen, I would think, who comes and takes the lead. Marguerite seems to be fine with letting these athletes.
2 laps to go.
Prairie athlete takes the lead here into the second lap. Marguerite.
And there's Margarita responding.
That over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there in stride with each other as they go down the back of the track.
And Margarita, had the benefit of her coach being a former collegiate runner of some renown herself. So able to impart a little bit more race strategy than slow down. You're going to burn yourself out.
Right.
I think we got a race going on here.
Yeah, she's kind of pushing it here in this second lap. I felt like that first lap might have been a little slow, and these guys kind of got to hang around just because of that, because she seems to be comfortably pulling away from them now.
Well, we are coming into the last 50 meters before the bell lap. Let's see. what everybody has left in the tank with 400 meters left to go. And there she is, Evelyn Vasquez Gonzalez from Evergreen in second. And Sadie Shiresher from Kelso in third. Look at how much she has picked up the pace.
This is a fast lap here she's got going, this last lap.
Margarita Mahay really pouring it on. Man, she is driving her arms so hard.
She sure is.
Passed once, ever so briefly, in that second lap, but then she decided this is my race to lose. And there she is, Margarita Mahay, her second district championship. Evelyn Vasquez Gonzalez in second from Evergreen, and Sadie Shiresher from Kelso in third place. With the size of the 3A and 4A Greater St. Helens League, you know, there have been some shrinkage, especially over on the Vancouver Public School side. But given the size, these young ladies get to compete against each other
all the time.
A number of times throughout the season, so they see one another all the time.
They see each other a lot, you know, and you think about even the some of the 2A schools that we're kind of used to seeing around in this meet years back.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of schools in Clark County.
Yes.
And, you know, and there are these, they all know each other and, you know, in their sports circles, and they've, you know, be it club, USA, track and field, you know, and school, they're familiar with each other.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, everybody's running, I mean, in soccer, there's club teams, basketball and volleyball, club teams.
Everybody's a club team now, yeah.
So they're about to bring the 4A competitors out onto the track. So why don't we take a look at our entrance in the 4A girls 1,600 meter run. Actually, haven't brought them out onto the track there, but there are some of your competitors in the 3A 1,600 meter run. And there they are coming onto the track. The girls 4A 1,600 meter run. If we have that graphic.
Union and Camas heavy.
Yeah, lots of distance runners historically from Camas. Daphne Evenson from Skyview, Ella Koch from Union, Sarah Thompson from Union, Bethany McKinstry from Camas, Sophia Rogers from Battleground, Lauren Amato from Skyview, Kate Westfall from Camas, Marilyn Green from Camas, Kayla Gorshals from Union, Rebecca Petty from Camas, Abigail Rounds from Union, Elizabeth Nava from Camas, and Emily Otalara from Camas. Like Rodney said, Camas has just this really long history
they sure do.
of growing distance runners. And I'm going to Daphne Evenson from Skyview with the fastest seed time of 4:58.63. Gonna pull up my phone here. Yeah, Daphne is a junior now. She took second place last year in this event as a sophomore with a time of 5:06. So she's run about 8 seconds faster than that this year, so improving on her times. Bethany McKinstry, who has the 4th fastest seed time, placed 3rd in this event last year. She is also a junior now. She ran a little bit faster last year, so we'll see. There's a couple names that we saw last year, also in this event. Yeah, and I was trying to recall the name. Rodney just showed it to me. Yeah, Alexa Ephraimson.
Yeah.
From Camas has the state record.
Yeah, 4:33.
4:33, and today, given the wind, the conditions, we may not break 5.
Yeah.
But Alexa Ephraimson, absolutely stellar runner. This goes back a couple of years, but
Yeah, it does.
she may have won the district title 4 years in a row.
I think you're right.
In both the 1600 and the 3200, and then on to a stellar
It's a nice little
collegiate career.
Yeah. It looks like field defense. We still have 2 going on. It looks like the high jump still for, looks like 3A girls down there. No, that's 4A girls down there. And 3A pole vault for the boys. Still, field event still going on. Clean start out of the first curve.
There's a lot of 5 teens and 5:20s
Yeah.
in the seat times here. So if Daphne Evenson can break out to the front, I think, your battle is going to be for 3rd, 4th, 5th place here.
This group came out a lot faster than the 3A group. All right, trying to stretch the pack out a little bit here. Top 5 pulling away here as they come in on the first lap.
And that is, double checking, yeah, that is Daphne Evenson from Skyview out front. Got a lead pack of 5 runners now, maybe just 4. Yeah, much quicker first lap. Yeah, I went to go see my daughter run a 1,500 meter race at Lewis and Clark College with her team, Oregon State, and she ran a really good time, but they went out real slow. And
oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, "Why are we going so slow?" She's getting grumpy. She told me after the race, "Why are we going out so slow?" She would have appreciated this pace a little bit more.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yes, she spent too much time back bunched up in the back, but she ended up running an absolutely phenomenal last 400 and placed third
good
in her
deal.
heat. Yeah,
Good deal. Good
another 50 meters and she would have won it. Nice pack here of 4 runners. Is that Camus in second place there, Rodney? I can't tell.
Yeah, it's Union. No, that is Camus.
Camus?
Yep.
So I believe that is Bethany McKinstry from Camus in second place there.
Evenson looks comfortable in her stride.
.500 meters left to go. They're into the home stretch right before the bell lap. So if that is Ella Koch, based on the seat time from Union in second, they have about, I don't know, 4 seconds difference between their best times ever. So let's see what they've got for this final 400.
I thought she was going to try to take her on that straightaway, but she settled back in behind. See if she's just going to let Evenson take on the headwind and try to get her here on this last curve. So we'll see how that's going to work out. Because she's not letting Evenson pull away from her. You can see she's speeding up with her.
When you got somebody running so closely off your shoulder, this is just like a mental toughness game.
Yeah.
Just, you know. You know, because, if you're trying to pass somebody, you got to do it commandingly.
Yeah.
You know, break them down.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Evenson's like, no way. If you're going to come, you better come now, because she took off. And yeah, it doesn't look like she's got enough in her tank to come get her. Evenson's stretching the lead here down the home stretch.
Commanding performance from Daphne Evenson from Skyview, who is going to win the girls 4A 1,600 meter run. And I believe that is Ella Koch from Union in third, followed by, if I'm going off our seat times, probably Sarah Thompson from Union in third. All right, so we're going to stop down for a couple more minutes as this race draws to a conclusion, and then we're going to get ready for an event that takes a little bit of setting up for.
The relays.
The 4x100 meter relay. So Rodney and I will be back in a couple minutes. Here are the lane assignments. Boys 3A 4x100 meter relay. Kelso in lane 3, Mountain View in lane 4, Prairie in lane 5, Heritage in lane 6. Rodney was just telling me he used to run the leadoff leg in this one.
Yeah. And the adrenaline was so high when I would get ready to do it, and I would do the little sprint out. I would be exhausted. So I stopped doing the sprint outs. I was just like, I'm just going to use everything for the race.
Just one start.
One start. One start. Clean start here. Coming up into the first exchange.
Mountain View with the fastest seat
part.
time.
Nice movement down the back.
Whoa, look at that second leg from Mountain View.
Stagger already made up, so this will be interesting to see how this comes around the corner here. This is always a fun corner to watch. Evergreen gets the baton in first place, but it looks like Prairie is going to make a race out of it. That's Mountain View, I should say. Prairie View comes across and takes it, just kind of runs away from him.
One thing is hard to show folks at home, but at each exchange zone we have, a judge who's holding up either a white or a red flag if the handoff, if somebody runs out of their lane or runs outside of the exchange zone, you'll see a red flag come up. But all those handoffs were good. We had white flags all the way around the track, and those handoffs were
nice.
All the way.
Those make all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
It looks like Prairie had the best exchange going all the way around, which is probably why they ultimately ended up winning this race.
Yeah, when you're so evenly matched like Prairie and Mountain View were,
Yeah.
it's going to be one at
the lane
the exchange
exchanges.
zones. Yep.
Solomon when he got the baton, he just had more in him.
Oh, that was the one thing I wanted to mention. We talked about her earlier, Leilani Mays, who injured herself warming up for the 100-meter hurdles.
Yep.
Shook it off, but then ran the race. She won, but then had to scratch out of the 100. And we got some inside scoop. And if I'm explaining this correctly, because she injured herself in a warm-up,
Yep.
she had to scratch the next event, but they expect her to be medically cleared. So tomorrow, we're hoping to see her.
Yeah, in the 200 and the 300 relay.
300 hurdles.
300 hurdles.
Yeah.
So she had a full 2 days ahead of her.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll be able to get her right and she can, compete at her best tomorrow.
And then I also wanted to mention I called the girls' 1,600 meter race incorrectly. I didn't mention Bethany McKinstry, and I'm always getting thrown off by Camas and Union both having black and red jerseys,
Yeah, exactly.
and sometimes they can be different. So Daphne Evenson from Skyview did win the race, but I shortchanged Bethany McKinstry from Camas, who took second.
Yes.
So Bethany, my apologies. Ella Koch was in third. Her teammate from Union, Sarah Thompson, in four. So congratulations, Daphne, Bethany, and Ella. Skyview, Camas, Union, 1, 2, 3 in the girls' 1,600 4A. Let's take a look at the lane assignments now. Where are we? We are the boys, 4A.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm losing track. Battleground in lane 3, Union in lane 4, Skyview in lane 5, and Camas in lane 6.
Union coming in with the best seed time of a 43.57, which is a pretty good time.
And we talked about a little bit about, some of the reshuffling that's gone on, and, enrollment declines that have shifted some of our schools into the 2A division,
Yep.
especially over in Vancouver public schools. But truth be told, it really hasn't dropped the level of competition here.
No, it hasn't. We still have some pretty good athletes here. The state record is 41-34. That's held by Garfield. Long time ago, back in the 1900s. 1986.
I was born in the 1900s. Clean start.
Exchange zones clean in the first handoff. Skyview gets the baton in first place. We'll see what that looks like once the stagger is made up.
Boy, this is going to be a race for first.
Oh, there we go. And there was that bad handoff. Skyview is going to be able to take this one over from Union. And we talked about what a bad exchange will do for you, and they had a very bad exchange there. He had to kind of kick up because he was getting close to the end of that exchange zone. That allowed it. Skyview had a nice exchange, just flowed right through.
They won it right there, and I mean they were getting so close at the end of the exchange zone. I was while you were calling the rest of the race, I was looking to see if that red flag came up.
Yep. It was close. It was close. So yeah, it came to it was going to have to be even exchange all the way around because there was less than a second between the two of them on their seed time. So getting that baton around the track is one of the most important things on this race. On the 4x1, you have to do that. You have to get them around. About 3 minutes away from the start with the girls.
The logistics of this just always intrigue me because you got to send groups of athletes to every corner of the track, make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. You got all your lane judges where they're supposed to be.
They're all still at the tent, ready to. They haven't even come out to the track yet.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got all the exchanges out there getting ready to go while they bring in the first leg runners. And again, credit to all of our meet officials who are running things right according to schedule.
Good job here. We're staying right on schedule, just the way everybody likes it.
Yeah.
Heritage is the clear favorite in this race, 3 seconds ahead of anybody else.
Yeah, you and I remember before, in those days before automatic timing, when we talked about having to need 9 people with stopwatches.
Yeah, right.
One for each lane, and track meets never, ever ran on schedule.
No.
And so, you'd be halfway through the meet and you'd be half hour behind schedule. But that's the great thing about automatic timing is they can run a really tight ship here. I did not, so let's do that. Why don't we take a look at lane assignments? Girls 3A, 4x1, Kelso, Heritage, Prairie, and Mountain View, lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, as Rodney said, Heritage in lane 4, the far and away favorite in this race.
And they have the freshman running anchor leg on this team.
Yep. And you talked about her earlier, Michaela Lawrence, and then Prairie, Julia Ogbayama running the anchor for Prairie, and she had good race in her earlier today too.
So the thing, I mean, as Heritage, the one thing they come in here with the best seed time, clearly expecting to win this race, and then now you just got to make sure you get the baton all the way around the track.
Do you know offhand, Rodney, how long the exchange zone is?
In meters, I do not. It looks like it's probably about 10 meters in that.
Yeah.
And then whether or not you get that whole runway, it kind of depends on where athletes line up. And, you know, there's a lot more strategy than people realize, because depending on how fast or slow your athletes are, some of these athletes will actually run longer than 100. Some will run shorter than 100, as to how quick you want people to get the baton.
Yeah, watching the elite level 4x1s is just an astounding display of timing and physics.
Clean start.
Oh, look at, there's Heritage already made up that stagger.
Up the stagger. Good exchange by both Heritage and Prairie.
Right up to the end of the zone. Good exchange.
Prairie struggled with their exchange. Heritage, another clean exchange. Kayla Lawrence takes off, gets it right in the middle of the exchange zone. Nice. Perfect.
Really smooth exchange.
Yep.
Boy, commanding performance there.
Yep.
Well, there's 2 district championships for district titles for the freshmen.
Yeah, it sure is. And they came across in the places that has they seeded. So, I mean, the numbers were true to form on that one.
Well, and Heritage is going to come in with a faster seed time than Union in the 4A division. Just about ready to come onto the track now.
Oh, they sure are.
So we can take a look at the lane assignments for our 4A girls 4x1. Camas in lane 3, Union in lane 4, Skyview in lane 5, and Battleground in lane 6. So Union, fastest seat time here, 50.54. Next is Skyview in lane 5, 52.28. Camas, 52.37. And Battleground with 54.22. Now, after this race, I hope it happens. We had an earlier race on the schedule, but I didn't get a heat sheet for it, so it didn't happen. But I'm hoping this does happen. You'll be in for a treat after this next race. I'll just leave it there.
Yes.
And we'll see
Just
what
in case it
we'll see
doesn't
what
happen.
happens. Yeah, just in case
Right.
it doesn't happen.
I think you're right.
We'll see. All right. Into the blocks for the girls 4A 4x100 meter relay.
Clean start.
Union with a great handoff. That's going to be Skyview first to the exchange.
Yep, sure are. Ooh,
Union struggling with that third handoff.
Sure did.
Although look at the wheels on their third runner. Anchor leg.
Anchor leg's gonna have to take off and come get this. There's Camus. Union comes in there and looks like Union's gonna get third.
I think that was a bit of a shocker for
Yeah.
Union.
That exchange on the third leg really hurt him. Really hurt him. She wasn't able to go get her.
So that was Camus, your district champions in the girls 4x100 meter relay.
Coming up now would be the 400. We'll see if that race happens.
Okay, I think it is. All right. So the lane assignments in this next race, are really easy. This is something that's new since you and I were in school. You are in for a treat here. This is the 4A Unified 4x100 meter relay. Battleground in lane 1. So this will be some special needs students running with some student body athletes who volunteered from Battleground High School, and they are gonna run a race all themselves. But we love seeing our unified programs succeed. You know, we've done stories on unified basketball programs.
Yeah.
We've got an absolutely wonderful unified dance team over at Heritage High School that I've seen perform a number of times. There's a unified basketball tournament that Evergreen and Vancouver Public Schools have teamed up to cover as a live event. So this is our unified team from Battleground, about ready to take the track. We're just waiting for the white flags to go up across the track.
White flags all the way around. Get ready to get started.
The names are cut off a little here, but I'm going to read what I think the names are. So I believe this is going to be Victor Madewell Pickle in the leadoff leg. And then Alexandra Harper will take it from there. And then Riley Dotson and September Caldwell with the anchor leg.
There we go. We got one. We still have a red flag down there on the final exchange zone. As soon as that flips to white, we'll be ready to go.
All right.
And we're off.
Yeah. Here we go. Leg 2. Good exchange.
You got the tough leg on that back stretch. That's where all the wind is back there.
Running into the headwind.
Yep.
Another great exchange. Strong third leg. And here we are.
Got a clean one as she comes down the home stretch here.
And I believe this is September Caldwell with the anchor leg. I might have gotten that confused.
Very, very good race.
But the
Good
crowd
job.
just absolutely erupting for our unified team from Battleground.
Okay, we're running ahead of schedule as usual for today, so we're about 10 minutes away from the start of the men's 3A 400-meter run.
And so our series of 400-meter runs will end our program for today. So we'll step aside for just a couple minutes as we get ready for our final 4 races of the day. Matt Griffin and Rodney Lawrence back with you. I'm trying to... got a new monitor in front of me and I can't figure out how to work it. But we'll just roll with it. Coming out onto the track right now, this will be the boys 3A 400-meter run. Here are your lane assignments. Noah Ferris from Heritage in lane 1. Christian Deely from Prairie in lane 2. Jace Gallant from Heritage in lane 3. Ethan Cabral from Prairie in lane 4. Dominic McNeil from Mountain View in lane 5. Ellis English from Prairie in lane 6. Brady Davidson from Prairie in lane 7. Hayden Yore from Kelso in lane 8. And Logan Hyatt from Kelso in lane 9. There, look at that. I fixed the monitor.
There you go.
Shout out to our small but capable crew today. Wade Ferguson, our director. Jory Randall, video production teacher from Union High School on camera 3. Thanks for coming out, Jory, helping us out. And then we have Ethan Chapman and Jacob Taylor on camera as well. We'll bring out another one of our alums tomorrow to help us. We'll have a little bit more depth in the crew, and hopefully I can talk some of these.
Get a chance to talk to some of the athletes tomorrow.
Yeah. They've kind of left me hanging today. We haven't had anybody in the winner's circle, so I'm going to reinforce that in the coaches meeting tomorrow.
There you go.
That we need some more people up here in the winner's circle.
I did it earlier than.
Fastest seed time here is Ethan Cabral from Prairie in lane 4.
Not using starting blocks. It's like about half the group used starting blocks, and the other half didn't. Ethan Cabral with a kind of a rolling start out of the blocks. He's got to make up a lot of ground here.
Looks like Dominic McNeil and Ethan Cabral right up there in the front.
Here comes the stagger makeup. We'll see who ends up on the front as they come out of this turn. Cabral kind of turns it on now, lane 4. He may have let get a little too far out ahead of him. He might not be able to catch him. Oh, and he barely catches him there at the end. I thought the Heritage athlete, Jace Gallant, was going to go ahead and win this race.
I think he thought so too.
Yeah.
And his reaction at getting passed right there at the finish line by Ethan Cabral, boy, he had a slow
that's an
start.
unorthodox start. I've never seen anybody start that slow on the 400 in my life. I was like, what? It's not the 800. Gotta take off.
Yeah, his first 200, I was like,
Yeah.
where he has the fastest seat time. Where is he?
Right.
But
hey, all that matters is you cross the tape first. Right?
that's right.
and,
So
and he did that.
He's
So,
got a good close.
Yeah.
All right, there. Our 4A competitors are coming out onto the track, so why don't we give you their lane assignments? I've got it here in front of me. Max Ensinger from Camas in lane 1. Elijah Brooks from Union in lane 2. Zachary Zamora from Battleground in lane 3. Caden Soke from Camas in lane 4. Grayson Caldwell from Union in lane 5. His teammate Chase Lofton from Union in lane 6. Let's see, Trent Richardson from Battleground in lane 7, Henry Ryder from Union in lane 8, and Huckleberry Olson from Skyview in lane 9. McKenzie Stadium is a wonder. It's either windy or it's not.
Yeah, I know.
And today is windy. Not blowing as hard as it has during some of our district meets, but we'll see what tomorrow does when it's supposed to be a good 10, 15 degrees warmer.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out for us. Hopefully the wind dies down a little bit.
Yeah, so even though it's a warmer day than we've had in some time, with no rain, we get up here at the top of McKenzie Stadium and it's still a little bit cool and breezy because we're here in the shade.
Yep.
Rodney and I are sneaking out in between races to go stand in the sun for a minute.
My teeth would be chattering. Every athlete is going to, except for the athlete up top in lane 9, everybody's using blocks except for one in this heat.
So take a look at basically lanes 3, 4, and 5.
Yep.
Don't count out Chase Lofton from Union in lane 6, but Cadence Okay from Camas in lane 4 with the fastest seat time by almost a full second, 50.27.
Zachary Zamora is in an interesting spot. You got him in lane 2, but his seed time is not that bad. We'll see how he runs this race.
Well, there's a top seat in lane 4 running a faster first 400. Or faster first 100. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. They're just kind of spinning down the back lane here.
Boy, strong through 300 meters. Cadence Okay.
If there's going to be any movement here, it just looks like the usual suspects here.
Cadence Okay in first. Is Grayson Caldwell in lane 5 from Union second. And was that Battleground in third? I didn't catch that, Rodney.
Yep.
Thought we had someone coming up to the winner's circle, but I might have been mistaken.
Yeah.
So let's give you the lane assignments coming out onto the track now. For the girls, 3A 400. This is Jaden Kahn from Prairie in lane 1. Margaret Henson from Evergreen in lane 2. Carmen Herrera from Heritage in lane 3. Margarita Mahay from Heritage in lane 4. Zamora Frazier from Mountain View in lane 5. Jasmine Meza from Kelso in lane 6. Emily Nadiola from Prairie in lane 7. Nikia Huntley from Kelso in lane 8. And Somi Robles from Prairie in lane 9. So there's my buddy Margarita Mahay from Heritage, who won the girls' 1,600-meter run in lane 4.
So it comes in here with one of the faster times, too.
Yep, fastest seat
block
time.
user, so she pulls the blocks out of her lane. Her teammate looks like she's going to use the blocks, though.
But her final 400 in that 1,600 was blistering fast.
Yeah.
And so she's got a lot in her. So she did a lot of learning how to run after winning her first district title after being a track athlete for 3 weeks last year.
Yep.
Getting a couple quick starts in that Rodney stopped doing because he got too nervous.
Yeah, right. I couldn't do it. I just had to figure out another way.
All right, so watch Margarita from Heritage in lane 4.
Zamora Frazier in 5. That's going to be, that's the race right there, I think. 4 and 5, I think, is going to be the race.
Yep.
Nope. False start here in lane 1. It's like she just kind of fell out of the blocks there, kind of leaned a little too hard. So does one go to the field in high school, or is she DQ'd?
I'm always a little unclear on this. You know, when you get to state level competition, it's one and done.
Yeah.
But I think this might be judge's discretion. I'll get a clarification on that tomorrow so we can speak with a little more authority. It looked, like you said, it looked like she fell out of the blocks, and if it's the judge's discretion, I think they could give her a second go at it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're discussing what the rules are. These are all, you know, our head meet officials are all people associated with USA Track and Field, so they're all certified.
So they're talking to the, well, you can see it here on camera here. See what they got going on. Yellow card. I guess she gets to run again. Here we go.
So we are going to have a couple winner's circle interviews after all,
Yes.
right at the end of the meet. But we'll get these last two races underway. Okay, we've got a clean start. Everybody gets to run, which is what I like.
Yep. Frazier already making up stagger.
So this does look like it's going to be lanes 4 and 5. Isn't that right, Rodney?
That's definitely going to be the race.
Zamora, Frazier, Margarita, Mahay.
Yep.
They're all
Mahay is
within half a
already,
second of each other. And there's Margarita Mahay coming out of that.
Zamora looks like she's struggling a little bit in this curve. Let's see if she'll pick it up coming out of the curve. Mahay looks strong. Here comes Zamora now. She's kind of picking it up. And yeah, there's the difference. There's the sprinter in Zamora as opposed to the long distance runner in Mahay.
Absolutely. Zamora Frazier, district champion from Mountain View. Margarita Mahay and Carmen Herrera, second and third from Heritage.
Oh, we got a quick glimpse of the clock down there, but it was already zeroed out.
We have our final race of the day coming onto the track right now, and that is the girls for a 400-meter run. Let's look at our lane assignments. Lainey Curry from Skyview in lane 1, Alina Knight from Battleground in lane 2, Lila McCarthy from Camas in lane 3, Autumn Dobbs from Camas in lane 4, Elisa Marshall from Camas in lane 5, Amara Harris from Camas in lane 6, Evelyn Reed from Skyview in lane 7, her teammate Raleigh Fisher from Skyview in lane 8, and Sitlali Fonseca from Union in lane 9. Oh, there we go. I see an urgent battery changeover over there on our finish line camera. Jory Randall doing the 40-meter sprint back into our production booth to find a new battery. And he's back up and running. Look at that. We got a crack crew here.
Yeah, we do. Professionals, all of them.
So, Jory, you can hear me, I think. He's got program. So Jory will come up here after this race and run camera for me while I get a couple people in our winner's circle, and then we'll sign off for the day.
All right, gun is up. Final race of the evening. And we got a clean start. Good job here. Stagger's made up quickly here on the back stretch. It's kind of spinning through it. Come around the corner. It's all four Camas athletes up top. Looks like Camas is going to take this first, second, third, and fourth. As Autumn Dodds is the one who ultimately ends up winning that race as he edges out Elisa Marshall.
That was Camas 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, it was.
As much as I've talked about their distance program, they've got a lot of middle distance runners.
Yeah, they
if
sure
we're
do.
going to call 400 and 800 middle distance.
I think the 400 is
Yeah.
a sprint now.
So I think Rodney's going to sign off for today.
Yes, I am.
And we'll be back again tomorrow. I'm going to make a very short transition over to our winner circle, and we will close for today. 1 second. All right, Matt Griffin here on camera with Noah McBroom, Union High School winner of the boys 4A. It was triple jump today.
Triple jump, yeah.
How was the wind out there?
It was a little rough. It was blowing us over a little bit.
What was your final jump?
43.9.
How does that stack up against your best?
I jumped 43.10. Is my PR.
Okay, so just real close.
Yeah.
Real close. And so you've got long jump tomorrow, right?
Long jump and high jump tomorrow, yeah.
Long jump and high jump.
Yeah.
What are your hopes for those?
I'm trying to jump 6'3" again for high jump and 21 something for long jump.
Okay, tell me again what year in school you are?
I'm a senior.
Senior.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 district title, maybe 2 more tomorrow?
Two more incoming.
Okay. What do you have planned for next year?
Go to college somewhere.
Somewhere?
Yeah, probably junior college.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right, so Noah McBroom, the winner of the boys 4A triple jump. We'll see you tomorrow in the high jump and the long jump. All right, good luck. All right. He's got his own cheering squad. So I want to thank the crew and our director Wade Ferguson for their efforts today. Rodney Lawrence, of course, here. Come in here, Rodney. Yeah. So we're going to get everybody on camera.
Everybody gets on camera.
Everybody gets on camera today. So we will be back tomorrow, 3:45. It's going to be a little bit warmer, so.
And not so much wind, I hope.
And not so much wind. As the temperature changes, you're the sprint expert. I've run more distance. So what do we got to worry about when it comes to sprints as we warm up?
Well, the warmer the day, the better the sprints. I mean, what these guys are used to running sprints in cold weather, I would think if we're in the 60s and 70s, we should see some pretty good times. Yeah,
okay.
That would be nice.
All right, so Rodney and I will be back tomorrow. The EPS Sports Team, we're going to be live on the air about 3:45, and we'll take you all the way through the end of the race. We'll see you all tomorrow.
All right, have a good one.